Hello, and welcome to making more Mermaid Melody fan art because it was my first anime, and apparently, the last time I was truly happy was in the summer of 2007 when I first watched it. Welcome back. Now, it's been a rough couple of months. The only thing I have to show for it is that I am now fully vaccinated. I have been enjoying decorating my vaccinated arm with fridge magnets. It's very in, it's very chic. But yeah, these 2 months have been pretty much a mess. Been feeling very down and very alone, but at least I got my good old hobbies to keep me kind of busy. During May, I really wanted to do Mermaid, which is when you make a mermaid related artwork each day. Ultimately, my goal was to do at least 15 drawings. I had my ups and downs, but I did manage to draw 20 mermaids in total, and this painting right here counts for 7. You may call it cheating, I call it a technicality. Now, I missed a bunch of days, obviously. I really wanted to draw something big for my last mermaid, and yes, this piece was actually finished on May 31st. As mentioned before, Mermaid Melody was my first anime. At that point, I had watched Pokemon and Digimon, but I don't really count them because as a kid, I thought they were just regular cartoons, you know? I never really followed the story. I just liked Pikachu and bright colors. Mermaid Melody is an anime about these mermaid princesses that rule each of the 7 seas. So they have the power to transform into pop teen idols, and they can defeat ocean monsters with the power of their songs. We follow the main character, Lucia, who about a decade ago had fallen in love with a human boy. Years later, when her ocean kingdom was under threat of attack, she fled to the surface because these mermaids can also turn into humans. This anime follows that H2O rule, in which if the girls touch water while in their human form, they turn back into mermaids. So Lucia's main goal is to unite all the other mermaid princesses so they could all join forces and summon the ocean goddess Aqua Regina to ultimately defeat all of the ocean demons. It's a pretty formulaic anime with a monster of the week type of format. It's very much a product of its time. While I love it for the nostalgia and because it's a show about mermaids, I don't really go around recommending it to people because it's not amazing. It has so many ups and downs. There's so much drama and tomfoolery in like 90 episodes. I really have no idea how I watched them all back then. YouTube was really the only way to watch Mermaid Melody. Do you want to talk about struggle? I had to watch this anime in Italian with Spanish subtitles in 3-part videos on old YouTube. You kids are so spoiled with your crunchy rolls and your Funimations. I had nothing of the sort. Truthfully, I'm kind of glad I got to watch it in Italian because the Italians, they wrote their own songs, of course in Italian. I love the original Japanese soundtrack, but the Italian soundtrack has a certain je ne sais quoi. They're all jams. Also, apparently Mermaid Melody is very popular in Italy. Sometimes I peruse eBay for some Mermaid Melody merch, and half of it is all from Italy. Truly iconic. Now, I don't remember how long it took me to watch this anime. It was probably all summer, not sure. I remember totally legally downloading all of the songs and putting them in my little iPod Nano. Simpler times, man. If my family went to the beach, I'd listen to these songs on the way there because part of me believed mermaids existed, and I felt that if I listened to these songs right before I got to the beach, I'd kind of manifest a meeting with a mermaid. One time I thought it worked because I was at the beach with my cousin and I was, swimming, playing in the water as kids do. And while I had my head like under the water, I heard my cousin say something, but like my head was underwater so I couldn't hear. It was kind of just like a muffled humming type of sound. So then I lifted my head up out of the water and I was like, huh, what'd you say? And she looked at me with confusion because she hadn't said anything. Later on the drive home, we both decided I heard a mermaid. It didn't help that at that time, my uncle, rest in peace, Tío Ruber, he had bought me a book called The Secret World of Mermaids. And in this book, the author claimed to have seen a mermaid from very far away. She also included a picture of a piece of kelp with something written on it, but it was like from another language, and she claimed that it was like mermaid language. This book listed many different types of mermaids, and when I tell you, I ate that crap up so fast. I was really out here looking for mermaid doodles on pieces of kelp and seaweed. Eventually, I did grow out of my belief in mermaids. Kinda. I mean, who knows what the heck is down there? Like, didn't they find a new type of squid creature thing? Look at her. She's majestic. Who knows what else is down there? Now, on to the actual art. I'm not amazing at drawing groups of characters. My main concern was that they would turn out like each one was from like a different universe or something. Like different styles for each one or something. I was hoping they would all look like they belonged in the same world. So I really tried to, keep the proportions in check. Conversely, I was also very worried about my same face syndrome. Like, I don't want them all to look the same except for the actual twins, who, by the way, their story was very convoluted. Basically, their story was that they were born within like seconds or minutes of each other, but they were born in different parts of the world. So Karen is the purple pearl princess who was born in the Antarctic, and Noelle is the indigo pearl princess who was born in the Arctic. So I guess you could say they're polar opposites. But seriously, their personalities really are very different. When we first meet Karen, she's searching for Noelle because Noelle had been kidnapped by the ocean demons. Like, these ocean demons really wreak havoc everywhere. So Karen, she starts out as that one character that just doesn't want to join the main characters. She's very independent, very if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. Like, she's that person. Noelle, on the other hand, is very calm and she's kind and very much a team player. We don't see her a lot in the anime, but she's just very nice. She's also good friends with Rena, who is the green pearl princess, who is right next to her here. Rena rules over the North Atlantic Ocean. She's the serious character. She's very tomboyish, very mature. She's also one of the three main characters, so she gets two signature character songs, which are Star Jewel and Piece of Love, which are some of my favorite songs from the soundtrack. So next to her, I drew the leader of the group. Well, kinda leader. Her name is Lucia. She is the owner of the Pink Pearl, ruler of the North Pacific Ocean. I was never a huge fan of her. I thought her personality was kind of a little bit bland, a little bit naive. I also just wasn't a big fan of her voice. Her voice isn't as bad as Karen's, though. Karen is the purple one. I also was kind of peeved that she had blonde hair and blue eyes, whereas everyone else went all in 100% with their signature colors, but Lucia just had to be different. Nowadays, I do like her design. I've grown to love it, and from an artistic standpoint, I kind of see why they didn't go with all hot pink. You know, I know it's an artistic choice. Moving on, next to Lucia is Hannon, who is the Aquamarine Pearl Princess, ruler of the South Atlantic Ocean. I really liked Hannon. I loved her design. I love her personality. Her voice isn't the best, but it's definitely not the worst. Also, her signature songs Everblue and Aquamarine Melody are very, very catchy. One of her big arcs is that she's got this huge crush on her music teacher, and back in the day, I didn't care. I did not bat an eye about that. I was like, yes, these are things that happen. 13-year-old girl falling in love with like a 24-year-old man. Fine, you know? But now, I see the red flags. I'm glad he never reciprocated her feelings, cause that's whack. Next to Hannon is Coco, the keeper of the Yellow Pearl and ruler of the South Pacific Ocean. Coco didn't appear much, mostly because throughout the first half of the series, she was held prisoner by the enemy. She was good friends with the Orange Pearl Princess, and it was because of the Orange Pearl Princess that Coco was captured. Coco has a very bubbly and outspoken personality, and she's definitely a fun character. To the left, we have the two Orange Pearl Princesses. Both are rulers of the Indian Ocean. Let's talk about Sarah. She actually had a bit of a whirlwind romance with the same music teacher that Hannon has a crush on. So, drama. Long story short, she felt betrayed and abandoned by this guy, and she basically went on an emo rampage. Her pearl turned completely black, along with her hair and her tail. She destroyed her whole kingdom, and she caused a storm that actually killed the parents of Lucia's crush. And on top of that, she then joined the enemies. She's seen as the most powerful of the princesses, mostly because she is the eldest, and, she has more experience. And she's also able to harness the power of her hatred. In the end, she is able to see the error of her ways, and she saves everyone at the expense of her life. Her song is very iconic in both the Japanese and Italian versions. She is definitely tied for favorite in my heart. So after Sarah dies, there is no Orange Pearl Princess to rebuild the Indian Ocean Kingdom, meaning that a successor is needed. Up next on the throne is Sarah. She is quite obviously the youngest of the princesses. So after Sarah dies, her ghost visits Lucia and tells her that Sarah is about to be born. So Lucia goes to the Indian Ocean to kind of show her the ropes, and right after Sarah is born, her kingdom is attacked by yet another enemy, and Sarah's soul is completely absorbed by this enemy. So the whole second season is really just about trying to rescue Sarah from this dude by collecting the fragments of her soul that are trapped in his wings. It's very metal. Sarah and Sarah are definitely my two favorite characters, and I really love all of their signature songs. They have really great voices. I feel that in the anime, it was kind of implied that Sarah was the reincarnation of Sarah. So that's why I have them holding hands here. I suppose you can also see it as Sarah being Sarah's ancestor, kind of. Since they both have orange palettes, I decided to give Sarah a light yellow-orange palette, and Sarah has more of a blood orange palette. I really wanted them to have some difference. I really think it was appropriate that I drew this, because these gals are quite literally the embodiment of the rainbow, and we are now in Pride Month. So for this month, any small inconvenience I personally encounter is now extremely homophobic. The weather being over 90 degrees, homophobic. Mosquitoes biting me, homophobic. My neighbors blasting music at 2 a.m., super homophobic. And here's the finished artwork. You might be asking why they aren't lined up in the order of the rainbow. It's because I really took into account who was best friends with who. So the three in the middle, the three Powerpuff Girls as I like to call them, they're the besties, they're the best friends. Then to the right we have Noelle and Karen, who are twins, and Noelle is next to Rena because, they're friends, they're good friends. And then Coco, the yellow one, is next to Sarah and Sarah because, they're good friends too. They're closer to each other. It's all relative. I really like how it came out. I actually don't have criticisms of my art. Surprising. Thank you for watching this long. Remember to stay safe in these very hard times. The vaccine is now available, so maybe get vaccinated. That'd be great. Also this Pride Month, remember to tell your fellow LGBTQ plus friend that they look good today. And if you are one of my LGBTQ plus brethren, know that it's okay and you are valid. Happy Pride Month. Bye.